Okay, so I recently purchased a poetry book at Target, like 2 days ago, and I've already read it. So I wanted to kind of talk about it. The book is Love Her Wild by Atticus. If you are a female and if you have Instagram, you probably know who Atticus is. He is a famous um, writer that wishes to remain anonymous. He wears a mask. He has no interest in fame whatsoever. And I just think that's really, really unique and respectful in a way. He wants to be able to walk down a street and not be recognized. So he wrote this book last year. He has a new one that came out this year. I'm going to get that one, but I wanted to start with this one. Really, the cover just drew me in. I really like the way that this looks. His work is divided in 3 sections: love, her, and wild. So I'm just going to read to you the back of the book. It kind of drew me in, and the reason why I picked up this book was because of what was written on the back. With honesty, poignancy, and romantic flair, Love Her Wild captures what is both raw and relatable about the smallest and the grandest moments in life. The first glimpse of a new love, a late night drive singing along to a car radio, the irrepressible exuberance of the female spirit, the simple pleasure of a good whiskey. Atticus distills the most exhilarating highs and the heartbreaking lows of life and love into a few short lines, ensuring that his words will become etched in your mind and will awaken your sense of adventure. So he's really into, the short form poetry, the play on words, saying a lot with a little. I really, really enjoy the visuals in this book. I'll just slowly go through them. It's just, an art form. Poetry is an art form. And when I sat down to read this book, it took me 20 minutes. And I finished it feeling so inspired. I wanted to write my own poems. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about some books that I am currently reading. These are 2 books that I will be giving full reviews on for you guys. I am so excited. And here's the first one. This is The Greek Myths by Robin Waterfield. This book begins at the dawn of human civilization. It really tells the story in a very visual way. I love the paintings. It maps out, what the world looked like back in the days of these Greek gods and heroes. There are paintings, like I said. There are also sculptures, pictures of sculptures in the book. The font headings are very Greek-like. And I really am just enjoying this book so much, and I just can't wait to dive into a book review. I really grew an interest for Greek mythology back in my high school days. In Academic Bowl, we had to study these things for competitions. So, yeah, that interest never really went away. And I bought this book in a bookstore, and I'm reading it, and I'm going to talk about it at a future date. On to the next one. So this book I am so excited for. This is one of those books that you tell yourself you're going to get as soon as you see it, and you see it and you get so excited inside. You just can't wait to crack the spine and start reading immediately. So I became obsessed with this guy. His name is Jordan B Peterson, and he's a clinical psychologist. He's Canadian, and he is one of the most influential intellectuals of our time. He's got thousands of videos on YouTube. You can look him up. pretty much any life topic he will discuss. He will tell you his opinion on it. And he's very logical, and he's just an interesting person to me. So naturally, I wanted to get his book. This is not his first book. I believe the first book that he wrote was Maps of Meanings, if I remember correctly. This is his second one. So this is Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, an Antidote to Chaos. So this book is very blunt. It's very inspiring. It's very, it's like he's sitting in a room and you're having coffee and he's just talking to you about life. And you can't look away because he's so interesting. And I am almost done with the book, as you can see. I've been reading on this for a couple of weeks. I've been trying to take my time on it because I really want to do the review justice. Okay, so this next part is my mini book haul. I'm so excited for this. I actually went to my favorite bookstore downtown, shout out Village Lights, and I picked up 2 books. Let me show you the bag. The bag is so cute. It says Peace, Love, Books. So which one do I want to talk about first? Let's go with this one. So this one is called Dry by Neil and Jared Shusterman. And I really was just drawn in by what's written on the back, and then I just opened and read the insert. So let me just read what it says. It could go one of 2 ways. 1, martial law will be effective, things will break soft, and recovery will be relatively easy. 2, martial law will fail. Riots will be systemic and severe, and Southern California will break bad. So then I opened the inner flap, and it says, everyone's going to remember where they were when the taps went dry. The drought, or the tap out, as everyone calls it, has been going on for a while now. Everyone's life has become an endless list of don'ts. Don't water the lawn. Don't fill up your pool. Don't take long showers until the taps run dry. Suddenly, Alyssa's quiet suburban street spirals into a war zone of desperation, neighbors and families turning against one another in the hunt for water. When her parents don't return and she and her brother are threatened, Alyssa has to make impossible choices if she's going to survive. So, yeah, who doesn't love a good dystopian novel? So I'm excited to read that, but I'm even more so excited to read this one. This one is called Forever by Pete Hamill. Actually, the Los Angeles Times said this: straight from the mountain of epic adventure, if you have recently stood in line for Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, read Forever. So immediately I'm like, well, heck yeah, you know. So I'm going to continue reading what is on the back of the book. It says, this widely acclaimed bestseller is the magical epic tale of an extraordinary man who arrives in New York in 1740 and remains forever. Through the eyes of Cormac O'Connor, granted immortality as long as he never leaves the island of Manhattan, we watch New York grow from a tiny settlement on the tip of an untamed wilderness to the thriving metropolis of today. And through Cormac's remarkable adventures in both love and war, we come to know the city's buried secrets, the way it has been shaped by greed, race, and waves of immigration, by the unleashing of enormous human energies, and above all, by hope. So this guy's immortal, and we get to live his immortal life. Like, whoever came up with this book, Pete Hamill, I mean, that's genius. I don't know of any other books that are written this way, but if so, if anyone knows of anything like that, please hit me up. Please tell me, because that's just so interesting, guys. That is so interesting. I'm so excited to read this. So those were the 2 books from my mini book haul. So thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you next time. Bye.